Initiating storage management protocol. Deleting audio files for episode 42. Right, that deletion is complete. Confirming readiness to record, episode 44, recording initiated. Good afternoon, detectives. Welcome to episode 44. I am Chief Inspector Anna.
And I am Lucas, the assistant. Anna, why are we wearing trench coats and sunglasses in the studio?
Because we have a case to solve, Lucas.
Yeah.
Today is all about crime scenes and grammar.
Grammar. I mean, I thought when you texted me to dress for the job, we were going to investigate a bank robbery.
Yeah.
Or, maybe the theft of a rare diamond. I brought my magnifying glass and everything.
We'll keep that magnifying glass handy. We are definitely going to need it. You see, to solve a crime, you really have to understand one fundamental concept.
Which is?
Ownership.
Oh, ownership, right?
Exactly. Who owns the getaway car? Whose fingerprints are on the safe? Who does the stolen money belong to? If you cannot describe possession accurately, you simply cannot catch the thief.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. You are saying that language is the tool we use to pin the crime on the suspect.
Yes, precisely.
So if we mess up the grammar, we might arrest the completely wrong person.
That is exactly the danger. Imagine if you told the police the killer is the man's wife, but what you actually meant was the killer is the man of the wife.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those are two very different accusations.
Very different. One implies a marriage, and the other implies, well, a very confusing relationship structure.
That is a terrifying thought, actually. Okay. I am sold. We are using the tools of a detective to understand English grammar. I have my notebook ready, Chief Inspector.
Excellent. Now keep your voice down. We do not want to alert the suspect.
Right. Whispering. Got it.
Today, we are conducting a deep dive into the mystery of possessives. We have a whole stack of case files here, articles, grammar guides, witness statements. They will help us crack the code of the apostrophe S, the word of, and the tricky case of the missing pronouns.
I am so ready for this. But first, if we're going to be detectives, I really need to get into character. Let me just pop the collar on this coat.
Are you quite finished?
Just a second. Oh, there. I look mysterious now, don't I?
You look like you are trying to hide from a rainstorm inside a library.
Yeah.
But it will do. Now, what is the first step in any investigation?
Usually, it involves coffee and donuts.
After the snacks.
We need to secure the perimeter.
We need to understand the language of the crime scene. We cannot solve the puzzle if we do not know the vocabulary.
Right, the vocabulary.
Open the file marked Segment 1, the detective's vocabulary.
Let me see. I have the file right here. It is stamped clues and suspects.
Let us define our roles first to ensure we are completely clear. I am the detective.
The detective, the person who solves the crime.
Yeah.
That is you. You are the brains of the operation.
Correct. And we are currently standing at the crime scene.
The crime scene. That is the physical place where the event happened. In this case, it is our recording studio.
Yes.
But in our imagination, it could be a dark alleyway in London or maybe a fancy museum in Paris.
Exactly. The crime scene is where the evidence lives. Now, in every crime, there is usually a thief.
The thief. The person who steals things.
And hopefully, if we are lucky, there is a witness.
A witness. So the witness is the person who saw the crime happen. They're the ones who point a shaking finger and say, he went that way.
They provide us with clues.
Clue. I really love that word. It feels very old school. A clue is a piece of information that helps solve the mystery, right?
Exactly.
It is like a puzzle piece that doesn't make sense until you fit it into the bigger picture.
And to find these clues, we often need a special tool. You mentioned earlier that you brought yours.
I did. I have my magnifying glass right here.
The tool used to look closely at things.
Yeah, it makes small things look big. Actually, looking through this, your nose looks enormous.
Put the glass down. Focus on the paperwork, please.
Sorry, putting it down.
We have a very specific word we need to analyze today. It is the word suspect.
Ah, yes, suspect. I see it here in the notes. It says there is a double usage. Like a trap for the unwary detective.
There is indeed. And this is a trap that many rookie detectives, and English learners for that matter, fall into all the time.
How so?
The word changes its personality based on how you use it. It's a shapeshifter. First, there is the verb form, to suspect.
To suspect. That means to think someone is guilty. For example, I suspect the butler did it.
Exactly. It is an action. You are actively being suspicious of them. Listen to the rhythm carefully. To suspect. Where is the stress?
It is at the end. Suspect. The pitch rises on the second part.
Correct. But now look at the noun form. The person themselves, the bad guy we are actually chasing, he is the suspect.
Oh, wow. I hear the difference. When it is a noun, the person, you say, S-U-S-pect. The stress hits you right at the very beginning. S-U-S-P-E-C.
You have a good ear. This is a very common pattern in English evidence files. When a two-syllable word acts as a verb, we usually push the stress to the back.
Like to record.
Yes, or to present, to suspect. But when it becomes a noun, a thing, we pull the stress right to the front.
The arisand, the present, the S-U-S-P-E-C. That is a brilliant hack. It is like a secret code.
It is.
So I could say, I suspect that you are the S-U-S-P-E-C.
Wait, why am I the suspect?
I'm just using the sentence. But honestly, you do look very suspicious in those sunglasses.
Let us move on. We have one more term to cover before we move to the main investigation. The red herring.
A red herring. Is this about lunch? I am actually getting quite hungry now that we talked about donuts. Is it a fish?
It is not about lunch, although historically it does involve fish. A red herring is an idiom. In a mystery story, a red herring is a false clue.
A false clue.
Yes, it is something meant to completely distract the detective. It looks important, it smells important, but it leads to absolutely nothing.
Ah, I get it. Like if we find a glove at the crime scene and we spend 3 days analyzing the fabric, only to find out the glove belongs to the cleaner who dropped it yesterday?
Exactly.
The glove is a red herring.
Precisely. It distracts us from the real evidence.
Why do they call it a red herring, though? I mean, why not a blue tuna or a good green salmon?
The story goes that fugitive criminals used to drag smelly fish, specifically smoked herrings, which turn red across their trail to confuse the police dogs.
Oh, that makes sense.
The dogs would smell the strong fish and completely lose the scent of the criminal.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
And also very smelly. So a red herring is a distraction designed to make us lose the scent. I will definitely watch out for those.
Good. Now that we have our vocabulary, let us move to our first real piece of evidence. This is a very common crime. It happens every day on the internet, in emails, and even in text messages.
What is it?
It is the case of the identical sounds.
Identical sounds. You mean like echoes in a cave?
No, I mean words that sound exactly the same but mean completely different things. We are investigating whose versus whose.
Oh, this is a classic.
Yeah.
Whose and whose. I admit, even I get confused by this sometimes. When you say them out loud, they sound identical.
They do?
Whose and whose. There is literally no difference in the sound waves.
Exactly. That is the auditory clue. If you are listening to a wiretap, you cannot tell the difference. The mystery can only be solved in writing.
So we need the documents.
We do. Let us look at the evidence under your magnifying glass. First, let us look at whose, spelled W-O-S-E.
Okay, W-H-O-S-E. I'm looking at it. It looks smooth. No punctuation. What is the exact function of this word?
This word shows ownership. It asks about possession. It is the cousin of the word who. If I find a bag on the floor, I want to know the owner. So I ask, whose bag is this?
Whose bag is this? Meaning, to which person does this bag belong?
Correct. It is almost always followed by a noun. Whose bag? Whose coat? Whose fingerprints?
Okay, I have that noted down. W-H-O-S-E is for possession. It wants to know the owner. Now, what about the other one? The imposter. Whose, spelled W-H-O-H-O''S.
This is not a possession word. This is a disguise.
A disguise, like a fake mustache.
Exactly like a fake mustache. The apostrophe is hiding something. It is a contraction. Whose stands for who is, or sometimes who has.
Ah, right. Like who's coming to the party.
Exactly. If we expand that, we're saying who is coming to the party.
Or who's been eating my chocolate, which means who have been eating my chocolate.
Precisely. The apostrophe is the visual clue that letters are missing. It is a scar where the letters used to be.
That is a very dramatic way to put it. I like it. So how do we test this? If I am writing an urgent email to the chief of police and I am not sure which one to use, what do? I cannot afford to look illiterate.
You use the expansion test. It is a foolproof detective method.
The expansion test, how does it work?
You simply try to expand the word to who is. If the sentence still makes sense, you use the apostrophe. If it sounds crazy or broken, you use the possession spelling.
Let me try that. Suppose I want to write, whose phone is ringing? I tried the test. Whose phone is ringing?
How did that sound?
It sounds ridiculous. Whose phone? I am not phone. You are not phone.
Exactly. It completely fails the test. So it must be the ownership one. W-H-O-S-E.
Correct. Now let me try another one. Who is the best detective here?
Test it.
Who is the best detective here?
That makes perfect grammar sense. So it is W-H-O''S.
You've got it. It is a simple test, but it solves the case every single time.
I really like that, the expansion test. It is like checking for a fake ID at the door of a club. Who is can come in, possession has to stay out.
Exactly. Now, speaking of chocolate.
Speaking of chocolate, I mentioned it briefly in an example, but...
Lukas, my chocolate is missing.
Wait, what?
My chocolate bar was right here on the desk. It is gone. The wrapper is gone. The chocolate is gone. And you are the only other person in the room. You are my main suspect.
I'm innocent, I swear. It wasn't me. It was the dog.
The dog. We don't have a studio dog?
A stray dog.
Yeah.
A ghost dog. Look, I promise I did not take your chocolate. Maybe you ate it and forgot.
I am watching you closely. My detective eyes are locked on you. But let us freeze that moment. Listeners, did you hear how we used the vocabulary?
I certainly did, even through my panic. You said I was the suspect. You used the noun form, stress on the first syllable.
And you, in your absolute desperation, tried to shift the blame.
Yeah.
You said it was the dog. This brings us to the core of our investigation today, the rules of ownership.
You mean how we connect the dog to the crime?
I mean, how we connect the dog to the bone, or the suspect to the crime. In English, we have two main ways to show who owns something. We have the apostrophe S and the word of.
Right. The apostrophe S and of. Why do we have two? Why can't we just pick one? It would be so much easier. The pen of Lukas, the tail of the dog, the roof of the house. It is very consistent.
Because English is not just about logic, it is about psychology. English likes hierarchy. We treat people differently than we treat tables and chairs.
That seems fair. People are usually more interesting than chairs. Unless it is a very comfortable chair.
Think of it as a hierarchy of empathy. English speakers want to pull people and animals close to them. We want to connect with them. So we connect the possession tightly with that little S. It acts like a firm handshake. But a table, a building, we don't care about its feelings.
No, I suppose we don't.
Exactly. So we create distance with the word of.
That is actually quite profound. So the S is intimate and of is professional or distant.
Precisely. That is why the plan of the boss sounds stiff and robotic, but the boss's plan sounds active and human. So let us open the file on rule number 1, the living rule.
The living rule.
Okay.
This applies to people and animals.
Yes, living things. Humans, dogs, cats, even specifically named pets. They're considered important. They get the apostrophe S. This is the strongest way to show possession. People own things, so they get the S.
So if I want to talk about the car that belongs to John, I don't say the car of John.
No, that sounds incredibly robotic. It sounds like a bad translation. You say John's car.
John's car. Short, sweet, efficient.
And for the dog?
The dog's bone, not the bone of the dog.
Correct. We attach the ownership directly to the living being.
What if there is more than one dog? What if we have a pack of dogs?
Ah, the plural exception. There's a very specific subclause in our investigation. If the owner is plural and ends in S, like dogs, you don't add another S. That would be very hard to pronounce. The dogs' bones? No.
It sounds like I am hissing. Dogs.
Exactly. So what do? We just put the apostrophe after the S. Visually, it hangs off the end of the word like a little cliffhanger.
So the dog's bones. It sounds exactly the same as the singular, but in writing, the apostrophe is after the S.
Exactly. It is a subtle visual clue, but a very important one. Now, what about the things that aren't alive?
Rule number 2, the inanimate rule. Things and places.
Correct. Tables, houses, movies, ideas. These things don't own items the same way you or I do. A table doesn't own its leg, so it gets of. A table does not go to the furniture shop and buy a leg. The leg is just a part of it.
That makes perfect sense.
So they usually get the word of.
Can you give me an example?
Imagine a house. It has a door. You wouldn't usually say the house's door. It sounds like the house is a person grabbing the door with its brick hands.
It sounds a bit like a cartoon house. I can picture the windows as eyes.
Right. So to avoid that personification, we use the structure, the door of the house.
The door of the house, it feels much more passive.
Or think about a movie. You don't say the movie's end. You say...
The end of the movie.
Exactly. The leg of the table. The roof of the building.
Okay, so living things get the S. Non-living things get of. Is it always that strict?
As with any good mystery, there are exceptions. There are gray areas. Sometimes organizations or places that are filled with people, like a museum, a city, or a company, can act like people.
Because they are made of people.
Exactly. So you might hear the museum's painting or London's population, because London isn't just bricks. It is millions of people living together.
Ah, so if it is a group of people acting as one, they get the human status. They get the S.
Often, yes. But if you stick to the main rules, people get S, things get of you will be correct 99% of the time.
That is a very good success rate for a detective. If I solved 99% of my cases, I would be the commissioner by now.
Indeed. Now, I think we are ready to test these rules in the field. I have a case file here called the Code of the Thief.
Ooh, a story.
Not just a story, a dramatic reconstruction. I want you to visualize the scene. We are at a museum. It is night. The alarm is ringing.
I am visualizing it. It is dark. Flashlights are moving around. I am holding my magnifying glass.
I will read the narrative. We will pause to analyze the evidence. You play yourself.
I was born for this role.
Chief Detective Anna and her assistant Lukas stand in the center of the grand hall. The museum's most famous painting is gone. The frame is empty.
Stop the tape! Did you hear that? The museum's painting.
I did. You use the S because the museum is an organization. It falls into that gray area we just discussed.
Good catch. Focus on the clues. Lukas looks at the floor. He sees something shining. He bends down and picks it up. Look, Anna. A magnifying glass.
Interesting, Anna says. Whose magnifying glass is this?
Pause. Whose? W-H-O-S-E. You are asking for the owner. You are not asking who is magnifying glass.
Correct. Let me see it, Anna says. She looks at the handle. There are initials engraved on it. That is the director's glass. It is his.
The director's glass. Director is a person. He gets the S.
But then they see something else. Draped over a statue, there is a black trench coat.
A coat. A clue. And whose coat is this?
Anna walks over to the coat. She checks the pockets. In the coat's pocket. Wait, no. In the pocket of the coat.
Aha. You corrected yourself. A coat is an inanimate object. It is a thing. It doesn't have feelings, so is the pocket of the coat, not the coat's pocket.
Very sharp. Even the narrator has to follow the rules. It is easy to make that mistake, isn't it? To want to say the coat's pocket because it is shorter.
It is faster, but it sounds wrong. The pocket of the coat sounds elegant.
In the pocket of the coat, Anna finds a piece of paper. It is a train ticket.
A train ticket? Does it have a name?
Yes. It has a name printed on the back. It is the witness's ticket.
The witness's ticket. The witness is a person, so we use the S.
Anna smiles. Her eyes flash behind her sunglasses. The case is solved, Lukas.
It is. But how?
The witness said she was never near the statue. But her ticket is in the coat. And the coat was left by the thief.
So, wait. Let me think.
Take your time. Connect the clues.
The witness is the thief.
Exactly. The coat is hers.
Case closed. That was thrilling and grammatically educational. I never trusted that witness. She looked far too innocent.
It was a good bust. But did you notice something in the solution? I used some special words at the end. I said, it is his, and the coat is hers.
Yes, those are very short words. You didn't say, it is the director's glass, or the coat is the witness's coat. You made it shorter.
This brings us to segment 6, advanced evidence. We are talking about possessive pronouns.
Possessive pronouns? Sounds fancy. Is it dangerous?
It is actually about efficiency. Detectives are busy people.
Yeah.
We don't have time to keep repeating the noun. Imagine if I said, this is the director's glass. The glass is on the floor. The glass is big. I am holding the glass.
It sounds terribly repetitive, and it sounds like you have a very limited vocabulary.
Exactly. It slows down the investigation. So we replace the noun completely. We use pronouns. Mine and yours are super useful to avoid repeating the noun.
Like mine and yours.
Exactly. Let us look at the conversion chart in the file.
Okay, I have it right here. It looks like a code-breaking cipher.
If I say, this is my car, how do I make it a possessive pronoun?
You dropped the word car because we already know we are talking about the car. You change my to mine, so it is mine.
Good. It is my car becomes it is mine. Now what about your car?
It is yours.
His car.
It is his. That one stays exactly the same. That is easy to remember.
Her car.
It is hers. We add an S.
Our car.
It ours.
And their car.
It is theirs.
Excellent. Now, I have to give you a golden rule. This is a rule that if you break it, the grammar police will come for you immediately. They will break down your door.
Oh, no. What is it? Do I need a lawyer?
Never put an apostrophe in a possessive pronoun. Never.
Never.
Never. Look at the word yours. Y-O-U-R-S. Many people want to put an apostrophe before the S. They think, oh, it shows possession, so it needs an apostrophe. That is the rule.
Well, that logic makes sense based on the other rules. We just learned that the S shows possession.
It is a trap. It is a red herring. The word yours is already possessive. It doesn't need any help. It was born possessive. If you write yours with an apostrophe, you are completely wrong. It is like wearing two hats. You only need one.
Okay. No apostrophe in yours, hers, ours, or theirs. Got it. I will write that in red ink in my notebook right now.
Think back to the chocolate skit.
Must we? The pain is still very fresh.
If you wanted to defend yourself, you can say, it is not your chocolate.
Or using the pronoun, I could be much faster. I could just say, it is not yours.
And if you claimed it was your own, you would say,
it is mine.
Precisely. It makes the dialogue much snappier. It's my car, not your car, becomes it's mine, not yours. See how fast that is? That is how people actually speak in the heat of an argument.
Very efficient. I like it.
All right. You have learned the vocabulary. You have learned whose versus whose. You've learned the s and the of. And you've learned the pronouns.
I feel like a master detective. I feel like I could solve any sentence in the world.
Don't get cocky. It is time for the final exam. Segment 7, the detective game.
Is this the interactive finale?
It is. I am going to hold up a piece of evidence. I will tell you who the owner is. You have to identify it using the correct grammar rules. I want you to use the s, the of, or a possessive pronoun. Whatever feels most natural.
Okay. I am ready. Listeners, you play along too. Try to beat me to the answer.
Round 1.
I am watching your hands.
Here's a dog. It belongs to the neighbor.
A dog. Living thing. Neighbor is a person. So, that is the neighbor's dog.
Correct. The neighbor's dog.
Did I get it right, listeners? I hope so.
Round 2.
What do you have there? Wait, whose glasses are these?
Here is a pair of glasses. They belong to me.
Okay. They belong to you. I could say Anna's glasses, but I want to be efficient. I want to use the pronoun. Those are your glasses. They are yours.
They are yours. No apostrophe.
No apostrophe. I learned my lesson.
Correct. Very good.
I am on a roll. Keep them coming.
Round 3.
Bring it on.
Here is a roof. It belongs to the building.
A roof. A building. These are things. They are inanimate. They do not have feelings, so I cannot say the building's roof. That sounds like the building is wearing a hat. I must use the Pavlov rule. It is the roof of the building.
Ideally deduced.
The roof of the building.
I am 3 for 3.
Round 4, the final challenge.
I am ready.
Here is an empty pizza box. Whose pizza was that?
Wait a minute. That looks familiar. That looks like the pizza I ordered for lunch.
Who did this pizza belong to?
That was Lucas's pizza.
The Lukas pizza. Correct grammar.
Actually, wait. I am Lucas, so it is mine. And hey, you ate the last slice. The box is completely empty.
I did no such thing. I am merely processing the evidence.
You have tomato sauce on your chin, Chief Inspector.
That is a red herring.
No, it is sauce. You ate my pizza. And probably my chocolate, too.
All right. You caught me. Excellent detective work. You noticed the details.
Thank you, but you owe me a pizza. And a chocolate bar.
Fair enough. Well, detectives, I think we can safely declare this case closed.
Indeed, the case of the English possessives is solved. Let us quickly recap our findings before we file the final report.
Okay, I have my notes here. Number 1, whose, W-H-O-S-E, is for ownership. Whose with an apostrophe is a disguise for who is.
Perfect.
Number 2, people and animals get the S, the dog's bone, because they are important.
Yes.
Number 3, things get of, the door of the house, because they are not important.
Exactly right.
And number 4, possessive pronouns like mine and yours never, ever use an apostrophe.
A perfect summary. You have truly earned your trench coat today.
Thank you. I feel smarter already and considerably hungrier.
And now for you, the listener at home, or in the car or at the gym, we have a final provocation for you. A little homework assignment to keep your new detective skills sharp.
What do they have to do?
Look around the room right now. Pick 3 objects. Any 3 objects. Ask yourself, whose is this?
And try to answer using all the rules we learned. It is the computer of the company. It is my sister's bag. It is mine.
Exactly. Turn your world into a crime scene of grammar.
But maybe don't accuse your family of stealing chocolate unless you have hard proof. Or tomato sauce on their chin.
Very sound advice. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep your eyes open for clues and your grammar sharp.
Goodbye, detectives.
Stay curious, detectives.
Case closed.